What's good, people? It's your boy Cam back with another series video, man. So we're gonna keep this going. We're trying to hit every team before draft day. So keep pushing me, y'all. I'm gonna keep doing it, man. But you know the drill. Like and subscribe to the video because the algorithm loves it. Okay? You're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram. Come on, man. Like the video. Share the video. Share the YouTube channel, man. We got a lot of good content out there, including draft content like this. Get to see my wall. You like it? You like it? I got the helmets. I got the helmet set up. You know what? I'm gonna set up like this today. Something like this. Therefore, you can see my bald head, man. If you watched the last video, you said, damn, he had hair. Not no more. That shit gone. But nonetheless, man, like and subscribe to the channel, man. I really appreciate it. But we're gonna keep this draft content going, man. We're trying to do it in alphabetical order, loosely. But got a got a good team to do today. I think my boy Andrew gonna like this because he been a Falcons fan for a long time, so he gonna like this one. But nonetheless, man, I appreciate all the viewership we've been getting. It's through the roof. I love it. Support the channel. Love that, man. But my Facebook friends, y'all disappointing me. I got 2,000 of them. 2,000. Should be about 2,000 views on there. That's okay. It's all right. I know who you are. All right. But let's get it going, man. We are going to do the Atlanta Falcons, all their picks from 2000, and we're going to grade them hit, miss, or meh, you know, because some people will get a meh because they were productive or solid players, not like the star players that they've had over the years. So, I'm about to get started with this thing, bro. Set up my thing. All right, let's rock it. Like I said, I'm chilling right here today. Right here. I want y'all to see my setup a little bit. We're growing. It's getting better. Getting better, man. All right, Andrew, I appreciate the like and the love, man. Appreciate that. All right, let's get it going. All right, so we're going to start off with 2000, right? They had no first round pick in 2000, but let's find out why. Let's see. So they traded their 5th overall pick that season to Baltimore in 99. Who the hell did we draft in 99? No, I don't think that was it. I'm actually curious. I kind of want to see it, but I ain't got all that time. We'll go back and look at that. But that's why they don't have a first round pick. So they traded that the year before. And then this was a trade. Yeah, they traded with the Chargers to get the first overall pick. Trading pretty good receiver, special teamer Tim Dwight for a 2nd round pick and some 3rd round picks to move up to number 1. And if you know your history, that turned out to be Michael Vick. I think we all know the history of Michael Vick. A lot of people like to bring up his troubles off the field, but on the field, he was that dude. He was that guy, man. I mean, one of the league's most exciting players. I mean, for a stretch, he was the league's Michael Jordan. Like, must see television, Monday night, Sunday night, whatever. You tuned in to his games, man. So you knew what you was getting in Michael Vick. He was a project, right? He was a project player. You knew that you knew that he was going to take some time to develop, right? You knew that. No surprise. No surprise at all. You knew that. But I don't even think the Atlanta Falcons knew what they were going to do with him. And it was some good success, man. I mean, they went to the playoffs a few times with him early on. You know, getting to the NFC title game one year, losing to Philly, I want to say, when they went to the Super Bowl against the Patriots. But I say it was a hit when you think about what he did for the league in terms of marketability, everything, right? His stats weren't the best, but I think an underlying factor that people don't really pay attention to when it comes to Michael Vick is that when he broke his leg going into 03, that preseason, right? He missed all them games and everything, right? They fired Dan Reeves, and Dan Reeves was kind of a no nonsense coach. And you can tell by his stats, right, that 02, he was figuring it out. He was still athletic. That's what he was really kind of going off of, right? But you can tell that he was figuring shit out. And then going into 03 before he broke his leg in the preseason, which ultimately got Dan Reeves fired in the first place because it's like, man, owners like, we got this shiny new toy and you broke it. We don't need you anymore. But truth be told, the preseason was probably helping him. And when he came back, you can tell 3-1. I think they were out of playoff contention anyway. But you can tell there was a growth happening, right? You know, but once they got Jim Mora Jr., you know, he's more of a player's coach. Relax, chill, hey, just show up, work hard, whatever, right? But a player's coach nonetheless. And that's okay, right? But he signed a big ass contract, and I think he needed that accountability that Dan Reeves was gonna have him do. And ultimately, things led to another, and he gets in trouble, right? But as far as his career with Atlanta, I call it a hit. Like, that was a hit. So, yeah. So let's go into 02. So they got TJ Duckett, man, from Michigan State. Did some good shit. But I mean, this is kind of a meh. Kind of a meh. Because if I'm not mistaken, let me check it out. I believe Ward Dunn was on this team. I think Ward Dunn was on this team. Yep, Ward Dunn signed with them. So you needed a backup running back, basically. So I'm gonna say he's a meh. I don't think you could expect too much from them when you sign a big money free agent like that. You kind of take the best player available and a little bit of a change of pace, if you ask me. Change of pace. I think Warwick Dunn was kind of more elusive than anything else, and this guy was kind of your, what's the word I'm looking for? Your short yardage back, man. A whole lot of touchdowns here, but he did his job. He did his job and did it well. So I'm gonna say man, but it could be a hit. Y'all let me know in the comment section, man. But TJ Duckett, I think, was a man or a hit. Y'all let me know. All right, so no pick in 03. I'm just curious why. That's R. So So they traded that pick for Peerless Price. That didn't really work out. But '04, they had 2 first round picks. Deangelo Hall, who actually played a very long time in the NFL, man. He was pretty good too. Not that long with Atlanta, more so in terms of Washington. But dude was a beast. Um, he was nice. He was nice. Production was there. 5 picks, 4 picks, 6 picks, 2 picks, right? So that's 10, 5 is 15, 2, 17, 17 picks in 4 seasons. 2 touchdowns off of those in those 4 seasons, man. And like a lot of people say, tackles isn't a good stat for corners. I like it. If you putting your nose in the box and tackling, hey, I like that. Because if they try to string a run out, guess what? You ain't gonna be afraid to take on that lineman or that tight end or whatever. You're gonna get your nose dirty. So I personally like that shit. So that's just how I feel about it. But this was a hit nonetheless, man. 17 picks in 4 seasons. Hey, you can't argue with that production at all. You can't argue with it, in my opinion. So nonetheless, let's get to the next one. We got Michael Jenkins, same thing. Michael Jenkins was okay. He was okay. Damn, I didn't know he ran a 4.3 at the combine. Sheesh. Was big as he was, 6'4", too? Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. So played in Atlanta for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons. Pretty productive, man. I mean, like if you drafted a guy 29th overall, I would think you want this kind of production. You know, 500, 400, 500. When he became the guy a little bit, he actually showed out, man. Increased his production. So honestly, I think in '07, if he got a lot more starts, I think he could have got 1,000. I think if he ain't missed any games in '08, he could have got 1,000. Same thing with '09, right? Like he could have been 1,000-yard receiver, man. So, you know, Ohio State guy, national champion, '02. Can't stand it. Ugh, I hate talking about that game. But nonetheless, this is a hit. This is a hit, man. So they definitely hit on that. So since since 2000, we get into the middle of the 2000s, man. They hit on a lot of dudes, man. Michael Jenkins was a hit. Angela Hall was a hit. Duckett was a hit, depending on how you think about it. But then we go to '05, man. Roddy White, like they hit on Roddy White, man. That was a hit. Like late bloomer, but I think if he had more time with Michael Vick, their offense would have been pretty damn good, bro. I mean, you end up getting Michael Turner later on. I mean, you got Michael Vick, man. But as you'll see, we get later on into their draft picks. They had to make a change at quarterback. Can't wait on Michael Vick no more, man. But Roddy White, that was a good step, man. Like, dude, I'm not gonna say Hall of Fame numbers, but Hall of very good. Like Hall of very good. Like he might have a case depending on how you how you judge it. But in terms of first round picks, that's a hit. All right, so they got no pick in '06. Just like I said, just curious why. So they traded to Denver. Ah, so they traded to Denver. They traded their 15th overall pick to Denver for the 29th overall pick. So they traded back in that draft and then traded that pick to New York to get John Abraham, which turned out to be a pretty good move. The plus minus on that is pretty good because Jonathan Abraham was pretty good for them. So '07, obviously Michael Vick is I think he's in jail now. So it's not really looking too good, right? Struggling, quarterback's not that good anymore. So you start to kind of see them pivoting a whole lot. So you go and you get Jamaal Anderson, which when I was coming up, I thought it was a risky. I thought it was risky. I thought it was a risky pick then, and I still do. You know, I think he had a really good season, and that kind of boosted everything. But it was kind of a risk. I don't know. And the risk was not a reward at all. He wasn't that good and was out of the league, in a couple seasons, man. What, only 6, 5, 6? So no, no production at all with them. I mean, he made some tackles, but when you drafted 8th overall, you're expecting double digit sacks. At least five. At least five. So that was a miss. But then we go to '08, man, and they make the change at quarterback, right? Drafting Matt Ryan out of Boston College. Uh, he was pro ready. Like Boston College wasn't that good of a team per se, not like in your face. But he was damn good. And when I remember him in college, I could say, hey, he is what you call a a pro quarterback, man. And moving on from the Michael Vick era was probably tough, but when you get a guy that's there as long as he was, including going to the Super Bowl and losing, they hadn't been to the Super Bowl since '98, and he got them there. Yeah, they lost in pretty rough fashion, but Matt Matt Matty Ice was damn good, man. It's a whole lot of playoff berths in here. It's a whole lot of 4,000-yard years in here. Whole lot of touchdowns, whole lot of yards, whole lot of success, man. Only thing missing is the Super Bowl. That's it. That's all that's missing. But this is a hit beyond belief. Like if you asking for a franchise quarterback, this is who you was looking for. And it worked out, man. It worked out tremendously for them. And he's one of their best, probably one of their best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in franchise history. So it worked out, man. So Matt Ryan was definitely a hit. So let's see. Oh wait, they actually had another first round pick, Sam Baker. I don't remember too much about him, but hey, he was worth the first round pick, man. He's a 3-time All American, first team All American. Let's put that out there. So he played in Atlanta for what, 6, 7 seasons. So when I'm talking about offensive linemen, the thing I like to discuss, appreciate the like, James. The thing I like to discuss about offensive lineman. The way I judge you is if one, you picked high, right? That's the first thing of the whole thing. But if you are on the team for more than 3 seasons, you did your job. And they kept you around. If they keep you around as an offensive lineman and you don't leave in free agency or something like that, but you stay on the team long term and they keep you around, that's a hit for me. And I think he hit. I think it hit, in my opinion. So I'm gonna say this is a hit. Like I said, no Pro Bowls or anything, nothing like that, but good solid play at your offensive lineman position is pretty good. So 09 they draft what was that? Peria Jerry. He went to Ole Miss. Um, he was there for a good little minute. Good little minute. He got some sort of playing time. Um, but it says he had a knee injury and he missed 09. Then he, like I say, played all his games, so he didn't really get no thing like that. And then he lost his job to Corey Peters. So I'm gonna call this a miss, just because the production wasn't there. Yeah, yeah, he played for a little bit, missed some time, but um, the production wasn't there. So we're gonna call Jerry a miss. All right, so I love this pick right here, boy. Sean Witherspoon was a beast at Mizzou. I loved him there. He was all over the field. He had some size to him. I loved it. When I seen him play, I was like, man, he got to be a first rounder to somebody. Somebody, you know. But he was productive for them. Productive. He was. After he left there, not so much. But he was productive. So I'm going to call this a hit. I mean, you get a couple years where, you know, you get some, almost 100 tackles a couple seasons. But during his tenure, the first time, he was pretty good. So I think you got what you needed out of him. I don't necessarily think you can expect anything more than that. But he played a lot of games. But I think he get hurt in 13 or something like that. So he ruptured his Achilles. So you can see after he did that, he just wasn't the same player. But I say you got enough production out of him just to say you didn't miss, in my opinion. So, man, but they might have hit on it, you know. Without the injury, would y'all say that's a hit? Because I personally think so. But move on to 2011. Um, we know what it is. This is Julio Jones. They traded with the Browns to move up when the Browns probably should have picked him instead. But we all know Julio Jones, Alabama. He's the reason why the dynasty during Nick Saban's time started. He was top 5 recruit coming out. He chose to stay home. He's from Foley, Alabama, so he chose to stay. Y'all know the drill. This guy balling, a man amongst a man amongst boys, man, in college, man. He was that good, and he just kept getting better and better and better. And he got picked with the he got picked. What was that? Hold up. What was that? When he get picked? He got picked 6th overall. So when you looking at a guy, the tenure, he did it long term, and then got better and better and better and better. And you just look at the number. This is a first ballot Hall of Famer, people. Almost 1,000 catches, and he would have got 1,000 had he stayed his ass in Atlanta. He would have been good. he had a couple of years left. He would have got there because they would have kept on feeding him, and he'd still been good, man. So, but this is the first ballot Hall of Famer, people, and it worked out. So, you know what I call that? A hit, most definitely. So they ain't have no pick in 2012. So I'm curious to why. So they traded their 27th overall along with the okay. Okay, so they traded a future first rounder for that pick that became Julio Jones. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so then we get in 2013. Desmond Trufant, man. Um, he was good. He got a good lineage. Marcus Trufant, that's his brother. He played with the Seahawks for a little bit. Um, and he was good, man. I enjoyed watching him play with the Falcons. I thought he was good. Played a long time, man, with them. And the production was there, man. I think he got what you needed. Obviously, he stuck his nose in there, wasn't afraid to tackle nobody. But he also made a lot of plays, man. Interceptions are there. Got some sacks in there. Pretty good tackle total, man. So yeah, what can you really say, man, about Marcus Trufant? That's not good, man. That was a hit, man. 22 overall, man. Later in the first round, so you end up getting some pretty good production. So I'm gonna say Marcus Trufant was a hit, man. So then we get into some pretty interesting territory, like I want to discuss a little bit. Um, so Jake Matthews was drafted sixth overall, and he's still there. He is still with the team, and he was drafted in 2014. You know what that tells me? He's a hit. He started every game that he's played in. This is a hit. Protect your gym. That's your quarterback. Protect him. Definitely a hit. Definitely a hit. Now, Vic Beasley is an interesting one too, man, because Vic Beasley was pretty good. And he was one of those players that kind of came out of nowhere. Well, not necessarily nowhere, but he was a combine riser, right? He's a combine riser. He's a workout warrior. And here's what I mean by that, right? Nothing too crazy in college, right? Good production, whatever, right? So I felt like going into the draft, he was a sneaky first rounder, right? But you was gonna get a lot of production out of him if you drafted him later, right? That's how I felt going into that particular draft. But seeing him work out at the combine, I was like, oh yeah, he's definitely going top 5'10". 4'5", 40-inch vertical, 35 reps. Come on, man. That screams draft me. Draft me early. And that's exactly what the Falcons did, man. So I could say it's a meh pick because he only got one season above 10 sacks. And we just speaking on his time with Atlanta, not Tennessee or the Raiders. But I can't not call it a hit though. Because even if you're looking at the production in a microscope, right? Well, he only has 15 and a half sacks one time, or one time over 10 sacks, man. What are you doing? You know? But the fact that you got more production after that, I'm gonna call it a hit. Y'all let me know what y'all think. But I think it was a hit. I think Vic Beasley was a hit for the Falcons, man. I really think so. Because you can't call him a bust. Because all of his sacks came with one team. But maybe you call him a one-hit wonder, which is still a hit. Still a hit, in my opinion. Still a hit. So, yeah, we're going to call that a hit. All right. You got 2016. Keanu Neal. He was a thumper, man. I remember him being a hard hitter. He could hit people. Trying to remember. Pretty good. Pretty good, man. Like you can't call this a straight hit without diving into it. But I mean, got a lot of tackles, man. Got some interceptions. Got some pass breakups, man. Couple sacks or sack with them. Yeah, man. Tackles for loss, man. I call this a hit, man. I think Keanu Neal was pretty good for them. He played a little bit of time there. Got a Pro Bowl as well. So yeah, I can call that a hit. I can call that a hit, man. I can definitely call that a hit. All right, so Takk McKinley. Takk McKinley, 26th overall in 2017. Let's dive into it. Let's see. Man, that production ain't there, man. Did he play in? Play in or tackle? So he played in. Oh, man. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, man, but I just can't do it. I can't do it, man. When you pick a defensive end in the first round, man, they drafting you to be a difference maker, man. And these numbers just don't scream difference maker, man. And the fact that he didn't even make it through his rookie contract before they got rid of him, that's a miss, man. I'm gonna say they missed on that one. Like that's an easier conversation than Vic Beasley was, in my opinion. But then they go back to the well again. They go back in 2018. They go after another Bama receiver, and guess what? It worked. It worked. It worked wonders. Worked wonders. You had Julio. Did you have Julio there? Let me see. Hold up. So 2018, and then they draft Julio Jones in 11. So when they drafted, yeah, Julio was still in his big boy run. He was still doing his thing. Okay, so you draft him, but I'm not gonna judge the fact that he, didn't have like, oh, you know what I'm saying? He didn't like have the craziness that you thought. But when Julio got up out of there, he turned up to be a number one guy. And he ended up showing out, right? So I'm gonna call this a hit. And you see he's still playing and he's still productive. one of the best route runners in the league, one of the best route runners in college. So they hit on Calvin Ridley, man. I mean, you can't expect him to have that crazy production in year 1 or 2 because Julio was still there. So effectively, he was like a number 2 option, number 3. And if you're number 2 or number 3 and you're getting this kind of production, and then they switch you to like 1, and then you double your production almost, yeah, worked out. That's a hit for me. That's a hit. All right, Chris Lindstrom. He's still on the team. 3-time All-Pro. 3-time Pro Bowler. 14th overall. Yeah, that's a hit, baby. That's a hit. He started every game he's played, and he's still on the team. That's a hit. All right, then you got Kaleb McGary. 31st overall. Still there. Still playing. That's a hit for me. AJ Terrell. Probably a top 10 corner in the league. Maybe even higher. But he's still there. 16th overall pick. And he be shutting shit down. Like, bro. He be shutting it down. Yeah, he ain't got no interceptions. Boy. In 22 and 23, he don't have no interceptions. That ain't his fault. They know better. They know better. The tackles is there for me. Getting tackles in the backfield too. Like, yeah, this is a hit for me, man. This is a hit for me all the way. And the fact that they've been so good, they're getting like picks in like 20 and teens and like that. And they still hitting on it. That's the crazy part about it. That's how you know it's real. I don't like him because he was on that team that destroyed my Bama Crimson Tide, but he did his thing though. Just a hit. Big time. Alright, so the curious case of Kyle Pitts, bro. So if you watch college football, you know Kyle Pitts was a freak of nature. And I'm like 6'6", 200 pounds with a crazy vertical. Dude was nice. He was like, man, if whoever get him, boy, they might have a weapon on their hands, man. And yeah. And I'm thinking, all right, you know, Falcons need, to get a quarterback at this time, man. And I'm like, all right, Kyle Pitts on that team, and it started off pretty good. I mean, you can't, you don't get one touchdown, but I don't know, man. Because Matt Ryan was still there. But you draft Kyle Pitts 4th overall, and you bust out the gates with this kind of production, right? The team was ass a little bit. Arthur Smith was still there, so that's all you need to know. But I can't call it a miss because he's still there. 1. He's still there. 1. And coming into this season is probably make or break. because Michael Penix is now their starting quarterback unequivocally. And I think Penix gonna feed him the ball. It's like we got this crazy good ass player and we ain't even using him. So I'm gonna say he's a hit. But one more season of kind of mid play, and then he'll probably be on somebody else's team. But that was 2021. Let's get into 2022, man. Drake London. It's been a hit so far, man. Been a hit. And to be honest with you, if you're really being honest, this was kind of a shocker for them to pick him. Like you look at this draft, he ended up being the first receiver taken, right? And you had other good guys like Garrett Wilson and Jameson Williams and Dotson, Burks maybe, but nah. So it was really Garrett Wilson and Jameson. Oh, and Chris Olave. Can't forget him. Damn, that's fucked up. Can't forget him. So those guys going into that draft were getting a lot more talk than Drake London was, in my opinion. He was still going to be a first rounder, but it was like, I don't know if he going to do that. But this is a hit, and his production every year has gotten better. And with Michael Penix being the quarterback now, I expect it to go up a whole lot more. So this is a hit. Then we get to Bijan Robinson, 8th overall. They had a string of 8 picks, man. Like, damn. 22 was 8, 23 was 8, and 24 was 8. So this is a hit. I mean, one of the most productive running backs in college football history. He did his thing, man. He showed that dual threat ability where he could catch, run, pass block, doing everything. And it shows in the league, man. I think last season was obviously one of his best seasons. And he's arguably a top 5 running back in the league right now going into next season. So this is a hit. Like I said, man, I think their success centers on the arm of Penix. But to be dealing with Kirk Cousins for a little bit, I'd say you do that. And then we get into Michael Penix, man. This is indecisive right now, inconclusive. I mean, he's 24, 6'2", 200 pounds. Back in the day, that's a good ass size for a quarterback. Now, size isn't that important. But for me, I'm old school. And that's good size to me. I think he's left-handed too, so that's pretty cool. Got a pretty good offensive line that you can put together. He's a passer, man. You know, limited action last season, but I like what I saw. Especially from what I saw from that guy, man. Kirk Cousins stole all that money. So Penix, he's gonna drive the force. You're gonna drive the car for the Falcons. And their success is gonna depend on it. He's got a hella good arm. He's good in the pocket, man. Man, he's just a really good. He can spin it, man. Like if he can, I think he can easily go for 4,000 yards next season, man. Easily. You got Pitts, you got London, you got Drake, you got some other dudes they drafted too. You know, so they got a good team. And I think Penix is gonna be able to help them a lot. Let me look at my wall real quick. So if I'm looking at the NFC, South, right? We got a comment here, man. What's up? Oh, that ain't nothing. All right. So we looking at the NFC South. You know the Bucks are pretty good. The Saints are whatever. The Panthers are ascending, but they need a little bit more. The Falcons can sneak their division, man. It's gettable. It's gettable. They got a lot of offensive talent on this team, man. They do. And they can get it. They can really, really get that division, man. Bucks is gonna be tough, man. But an assessment of their draft picks since 2000, I think they drafted pretty good, man. Everybody on their team that they drafted in the first round since 2000 has been a productive player for them. Everybody, except for Jamaal Anderson. I mean, Sam Baker was still productive. Jerry wasn't. Sean Witherspoon was man or good, depending on what you like. Vic Beasley was one hit wonder. Um, Keanu, Neal, but Tack, Tack, maybe Sean Witherspoon and Jerry and Jamaal Anderson are about the only ones. That's about 4 or 5 picks in the last 24, 25 years. So they hit on just about everybody they drafted in the first round. Whether they stayed, got hurt, whatever. But they hit on a lot of everybody. A lot of picks. So Falcons keep doing that, they're gonna be pretty good, man. So let me know what y'all think in the comment box below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. But this has been the Hits and Misses segment, show, series, whatever you want to call it, featuring the Atlanta Falcons. And let's just say they've done a good job. So I'm your boy Cam. This has been the Football Frame of Mind YouTube channel. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.